All right, bloody hell. He's here. He's prepared. He's getting sweaty. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. We are ready for what will be a bloody busy week, if you don't mind me saying. We have Warzone on the impending horizon this Wednesday. Wednesday afternoon, it will be releasing. Which is bonkers, if you think about it. So, from Wednesday afternoon, we've simply got to be prepared and ready for what will be the new Warzone. So I'm going to be getting ready for that today, and I'm going to be doing so by sweating it out somewhat. If I sweat it out, my assumption is simply that I will be ready and prepared for the impending release. Oh my word. More passion, more energy, and more footwork, folks. I'd much rather we weren't losing two objectives simultaneously. That would be lovely. Oh, 1E. Maybe I have to go with the Giga Sweat, Lodi. I don't know. No way have we lost A just instantly off rip there. That's my fault. I was doing my silly little intro. Should have been doing... I should have been playing... Oh, come on, dude. What? The random nades. Where is the... Bro, do you mean to tell me I don't have an APS? Oh my god. Nah. Hold up. I need to get an APS. That is impossible, bro. Why am I seeing geezers with grenade launchers? What am I seeing? What are we doing, bro? What do you mean? Oh, why is a trophy system an armory unlock? It's one of the most important things in the game, bro. What am I seeing? What am I seeing, bro? That is criminal. That is utterly criminal. I mean, I suppose I better unlock some other things then, seeing as, you know, Warzone's on the horizon, and allegedly I don't even have field upgrades ready. Right. That right there was criminal, by the way. They're gonna have me sweating this morning, chat. Believe. More passion, more energy, and more footwork. It's hard to say if the stim will be the best with the speed boost, but we'll see. I would like to thank Starbucks this morning for forgetting to provide me a straw. Very nice of them to do so. Yeah, like, basically, I've been playing a lot of zombies, which I've really enjoyed. But the downside of zombies is that I've been playing the game with, like, 700% aim assist. Which is obviously not very conducive to actually being able to fight back when it comes to actual Warzone this week. So I want to make sure that I'm not going to be botty when Warzone releases by sweating now in multiplayer. The theory is quite sound and conclusive that if I sweat now, I will be prepared for Warzone on Wednesday. That gun is not the one close range. I need a good gun to rock with today, and I don't know what to use. Like, I honestly couldn't tell you what weapon what weapon would be the one for... I might go MTZ, I'll be real. I'll figure that out later, though. I'll just go with a rival for now. I just want to be in a place where when I actually start to play Warzone, I'm not arse. Because I've not been having regular gunfights, so to speak. Bro, where are my teammates? Bro, what am I seeing? What are you lot doing all the way back here? You think we're winning wars from back here, bro? Sorry, is that pistol... That might be better than the gun I'm using. I'm actually looking forward to Season 1 changes in terms of balancing. Because I feel like the multiplayer has a lot of underlying balancing issues. Like, the fact that this guy is literally just maining a pistol right now and has a better TTK than the majority of the weapons I'm seeing in the game is quite mental. Yeah, like, he is without a doubt using a gun that has a faster TTK than pretty much anything else. So what I'm hearing here is that I should just be running around with a pistol. Bro, how am I in a team that can't even capture A? Like, nah, I'm tired of this, man. I'm sorry, I'm not doing war mode. Not right now, anyway. Not to start off with. If I'm in lobbies like that, it's just not worth it, bro. Like, I would sooner be sweating an S&D than, like, playing with people who are eating crayons. Like, I'll do a gun game to warm up. Yeah, that pistol looks like it needs, like, crazy nerfing. Not that there's anything wrong with eating crayons, gosh. Well, there is, but, you know, maybe don't do that. Just general shenanigans. Who's squadding up with Warzone first? I think it will be me, Stod, Westy, and Jack, but I'm not sure. I will be seeking maximum clarification today. If not, we will get sweaty with some of the other boys, like Sprat, Jaff, Benny C, and them lot. That we have options, so we've got plenty of options. As long as we're winning games day one, I don't really mind, you know what I mean? What time does it release? Well, it depends on who you believe. I don't believe Call of Duty. And I'm confident that it is going to... I don't believe it's going to release at that time. I think it's going to release like an hour or two before they say it will. That's my confident prediction of the day. Alright, let's warm up in gun game.
Gun game. Eliminate hostiles.
Not me trying to switch weapon in gun game. Yo. Bro, what is going on with my left paddle? My left paddle is making me slide. Like, all the time. Like, what are we doing? Broski, I'm gonna have to take this paddle out. Like, I don't know what's going on. For whatever reason, my left paddle there is just registering input, like, all the time. Gonna have to clean that, probably. Still registering input. What's going on, bro? I'm gonna have to unplug and replug. We'll have to figure out. Not ideal whilst I'm trying to play gun game, though. Bro's got me sliding all over the gaff. My favorite SMG is... That's a difficult question. I think I'll probably be rocking with either the Striker or the Rival day one. At least for Warzone, anyway. I'm curious to see what the player cam will be on day one. Oh, nearly had him. Let's go, baby. We'll cook him. Right, let me try and clean this.
Good work.
Best thing I ever invested in was just a random pack of cleaning tools. For stuff like controllers. Right. Hopefully should have done it. Do you know what? I will say this. I do not like the FPS Elite's paddle system at all. Like, I think the paddle system on this scuff is terrible. Like, I'm sure their new PC one is decent because it has its own paddles. Like, physical paddles, but I am not a fan of this whole, like, strap-on backpack paddle system at all. Like, it just looks like a point of failure in terms of a product. Do you know what I mean? I'd say otherwise I've enjoyed the scuff. It's like a decent controller, but that is just not a good mechanism. I would much prefer having like a proper physical built-in button. Cleaning his tool live on stream? Question mark? Oh, that was a good little round of gun game. Let's give another one of those goes. I think that's a good way to get warm. Gun game's a really solid way to get warm. Do some gun game. You know. Do some cheeky ground war / invasion if the servers aren't too scuffed. I might try and level up some of my battle rifles. Or marksman rifles. They're the only gun I haven't really bothered with. Like, I've not really cared too much about the camo grind. I can't do Elite controllers, Gary. I can't do Xbox controllers. I've said this a lot of times. If Xbox would pay me money to go in and fix their controllers, I would. Because whatever they do with their analog sticks, I genuinely would say a standard or Elite Xbox controller is 20% less accurate than a PlayStation controller. 20 to 25% at least. There is something about how they handle their dead zones, and I can't put my finger on it. And even with the Elite, like with the Elite, like I've purposefully, with the Elite, I've purposefully tried to give it like PlayStation style dead zones, where I put it to radial and I remove as much of the dead zone as possible. And it's still bad. Like, I don't know what it is that they're doing. Like, I would sooner use a standard PS4 controller without any bells or whistles than an Elite Series 2. It's a great controller in terms of build quality and in terms of premium feel, but there's just like, this is a very niche problem. There's something about how they do their controller zones. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Like, it's like, I think, so my theory is that the Xbox controller has baked in axial dead zones that you can't get rid of. Like, even if you change it in software, they're still there. That's my theory, anyway. It's the only thing that seems to make any sense to me in terms of how it performs and why it performs the way it does. But I'm just not certain. I haven't tried the Hall Effect. I haven't tried any Hall Effect controllers so far because none of them have advertised their latency. So once one of them is public with their... Once one of them is public about how their latency is for their Hall Effect controllers, I will be willing to try it. But until that point, I won't. The problem with Hall Effect controllers is that because there is no physical center, on a Hall Effect sensor, you have to hard code a 0 value into the Hall Effect sensor. And when you do that, you introduce latency because it has to try and mathematically calculate what 0 is, rather than having a physical reference point for what 0 is. So until a controller company publicly states that their Hall Effect controller has no input latency, or no extra input latency compared to a standard controller, I probably won't be willing to try them. I'm tempted to try the new Turtle Beach one, which claims to be using Hall Effect sticks. But I'm unsure. I'm unsure. You know, if one of them wants to publicly announce that that is how they are or aren't doing things, then sure, no problem. Good God, I sliced up that lobby. Jeez. I pieced up that lobby. That was a joke. So, yeah, I'm really curious. It's why I liked the Thrustmaster Xbox controller, because the Thrustmaster controller uses its own radial dead sticks, like in terms of dead zones and whatnot, and they're infinitely better than standard Xbox controllers. And to be honest with you, the Thrustmaster's not that far away from the same price as a standard Xbox controller. I might do one more gun game just to get fully warm. So yeah, that's the issue with Hall Effect sensors in terms of how they work. There probably is mechanical solutions to the problem. So like if they had a Hall Effect sensor that used the traditional Hall Effect laser, but there was a certain laser mapping central point which clearly defined what 0 was. I can't say anything publicly yet. But let's just say that I am working with a company on this. I am working with a company on something in that realm that I will hopefully be able to talk about soon. It's a bit difficult, Jack. I think everybody's preferences on back buttons are a little bit different. For me personally, I play claw, so like As long as I can feel the back button vaguely, it doesn't really bother me, but obviously I know it's not the same for everybody. Right, we're piecing up on gun game. Like, I definitely am keeping an eye on the controller space, because I do agree that it could be done so much more better in the right hands. Ain't no way, bro. Thank you for falling for that bait. Ah, not the rooftop. The Warzone update, I think, is going to be a fairly large update. Because by the looks of it, so Warzone is going to be accessible within Modern Warfare 3. Now, obviously, in terms of code base, Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2 have the same code base to some extent. But they are updating Warzone to launch from Modern Warfare 3, which implies that alongside all the things that they will have to do, it implies that they are kind of porting it over, if you will. Which probably will be fairly easy for them to do. It just means that there's going to be lots of file rewriting will probably occur within that process. So I think it'll be, I reckon it'll be like an 80 gig update, give or take. I mean, they'll probably let us preload the update, thankfully, to avoid any launch day woes. Or at least I'd assume they would. I love gun game, man. I always have. We'll take that. Back of the ankles. There hasn't always been a UAV in the past on gun game, but they have made it part of this one. Okay, cool. I just got a calendar reminder. Love that. I had a calendar reminder that's like, you have a meeting. And it's like, the meeting is tomorrow. And I'm like, bro, why? Why have we done that? Right, we'll do one more round of gun game because I am enjoying it.
Huh, almost as good as me.
I need to be selecting... Who's the geezer with the zombie? The lady with the zombie, even.
Never been one to refuse free loot.
Broski. Where's the lady who's technically a zombie? Ripper? Bro, these names are terrible. Like...
Pretty good job, mate.
I honestly wish it was just a list of names. It would be easier. Like... There's got to be a better UI for this, surely. I mean, come on. If I'm gonna play COD today, I've got to do it whilst being an actual zombie. Surely. There's one thing I do want to mess around with at some point or another. There is a alleged setting that's like doing the rounds right now in terms of aim sensitivity scaling. Unfortunately, the people who like found the setting had no idea what it did and just roughly put out videos pretending that they kind of did know what it did. If that makes sense. Broski. I'm with the slowest ass gun in the world, just... Oh, for fuck... Who put a pull me out in this? Have some damn decorum. Brothers. Are they trying to do just the most horrific combination of weapons imaginable? A pull me out into a sniper. Just say you're being cruel at that point, honestly. Because that is a cruel combination. Some geezers are going to be stuck on that for 4 walking days. Yep, we will have fast hands by default now, which is lovely. Oh my word. That brother didn't know what time of day it was. I stopped shooting because I assumed I'd killed him. Maybe that's a me problem. Maybe I'm the bad guy. Maybe it is my fault. Oh, it was a bloody battle rifle. Well, it depends what they mean by default overkill. Because if it means that overkill, you automatically get 2 weapons per class by default, that's fine. But if they mean default overkill in the sense that you could just carry 2 guns, that's always been the case anyway. You know? So it depends kind of what they mean by that. Oh, bro. Surely not. I just had 2 outstanding throwing knives robbed from me there.
Mission accomplished.
Good to see you guys. Hope you're doing well. Well, my assumption is that it's 2 primaries as well. Not that your character is just capable of holding 2 primaries, but that every loadout you can select will have 2 primaries. And if that is the case, great. You know. To be fair, actually, I want to just quickly go over that list. Because there's certain ones in here which I think are going to be ridiculous. Hold up. Let's have a gander, shall we? So, we've got... There's certain ones in here that I think are going to be kind of crazy. We've got... Stalker, which is increased strafe speed, aim down sight speed, and movement speed. Like, that just sounds insane. We also have Primed, which accuracy and time to aim down sight is improved while aiming. And Escapist, which has an increased downed, prone, or crouch speed. So, like, It depends which category these perks are in. But effectively, you could run Tempered, which gives you 3 plates. Sorry, 2 plates instead of 3. Stalker. And then something along the lines of, like, Irradiated or Resolute. And you would just be a pure movement king. Like, it's difficult to say how that will go down, but I'm curious. I lied. Do you know what the annoying thing is? I really like Ground War, but it's just like... I'm going to try some 10v10 for a minute. I like Ground War, but it's just really frustrating because, like, the vehicles are just arse. Like, nobody wants vehicles in Ground War, but they just... Do you know, actually, I am going to do Ground War because I do need to finish off leveling up my snipers, and I haven't done that yet. So... I will... The one thing I haven't quite finished yet. I need to get a couple more kills with the Cat AMR. Easy enough. Cool. What do I need to add to this? I probably need a tactical insertion, right? Yeah, they haven't added the Season 1 blog post to the website, Sunset Haze, so unless you have the specific link for it, it's hard to actually find. Irradiated is interesting. I don't think Irradiated is going to be super useful, if I'm being honest. Just because... The reason I say it probably won't be super useful is just because if you are using Irradiated, to start with, you're already in a compromised position because you're in the gas. Oh, wait, I didn't do the bolt speed, did I? Hold up. The reason I don't think Irradiated is going to be that good is because if they make it too OP, it's just going to be insanely overpowered, and I don't think they're willing to take that risk with gas. So yeah. I can't wait for that Groot skin to vanish. I'm so excited. Can't wait for it to disappear, honestly. What was that from? Oh, bro's hidden in Narnia. I'm curious to see how it all plays out. I think there will be some initial problems, server and player count wise. I think I'm expecting that on day one. I'm hoping that server performance isn't an issue. I'm hoping they're putting some updates out in Season 1 to see if they can address some of those problems. I think there's a possibility that they will do that. But I am mostly concerned about the player count because it's the one thing that we never really got to be certain about. When we were at COD Next, it was like there were 100 of us, but there were people messing around with settings. There were people who like weren't really sure what they were doing. So like, whilst it was 100 players, in reality it was probably more like 80, just because of the amount of people who were like tweaking stuff every round or like couldn't get something right. Like, it wasn't a real 100 player game, if that makes sense. So I'm curious to see how that's all going to go down. And I'm curious to see if 100 will be enough. I personally think it probably won't be. And they're going to have to think about more likely 120. But I think they are willing to change that value. Do you know what I mean? I don't think that's a value that they've put that way because they can't go higher. I think they've put it that way because they are cautiously optimistic that they think that's the correct value. I'm always concerned about. J-God thinks it'll be 100. I mean, I think they'd start day one on 100, but I think that's risky. If I was them, I'd start day one on 120. I think they would rather have too many players and scale backwards than run the risk of people going into their first games and finding it boring. But like I say, it's really hard to judge the flow of, because there were some games at COD Next where it was 100 players, but it felt right. Like, it felt like we had the right number of gunfights and stuff, you know? So it's really hard to judge from just COD Next.
Friendly UAV online.
Yeah, patch frequency is a big thing. I'm hoping because Raven is kind of more firmly back in control now, we're going to see a bit more movement on certain game-wide issues. Like, we won't have a situation where we've got a Fennec and a RPK ruining the game for the best part of 2 months. Or so you would hope, anyway. Curious choice. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to judge it too harshly right away. I mean, for the first couple of days, I'm just going to, like... I'm just going to see how it is for the first few days. Like, I'm not... You know, I will have some initial thoughts and feelings and perhaps some initial complaints, but there's no point judging how 100 players plays until you've had at least a week with it, in my opinion. Because for the first day or so, it's going to be a little bit like COD Next, where everybody's not too sure, everybody's kind of getting their settings nailed in. People don't know how the map works, they don't know the flow of the map, maybe they haven't played zombies, so they don't know how Urzikston's laid out. Like, at that point, then I'd be fairly confident to have a look around, you know? I'm cautiously optimistic. I think Warzone is going to be in a good spot this year. And I've played a lot of COD Next, which has made me very hopeful for the next year or so of Warzone. But yeah, I can understand people's hesitation given the year we've had.
Objective Charlie secure.
Hostile acquired.
We're taking Bravo. Hostile UAV in the
If there's one thing they definitely do need to fix, though, before the release, it's Windows. Because there were a lot of Windows I'm getting stuck on in Urzikston. And I don't know if that's just something that they've had a problem with zombies and that it will be fixed for Warzone, but I hope that is the case. Because the amount of Windows I've been getting caught on has been crazy. Where are the geezers?
We're losing Delta. Control Bravo. We've lost Echo. Tito is online. We've lost Delta. UAV in the area. We're taking Delta. Taking Bravo. Friendly UAV online.
Bro is adamant about having that scrap with me.
Friendly UAV
God damn.
Hostiles launched a cruise missile.
Pro Brit reported. Bro is reporting me for cheating for him getting absolutely clapped.
Bravo.
God damn.
Mission time is half over.
I haven't played multiplayer in weeks, broski, and you're just getting dunked on.
Friendly SAE on the way. Enemy securing Bravo. We're losing Charlie.
This geezer is hurt, bro.
Enemy securing Charlie. We're taking Echo. Securing objective.
Report me for that, bro, honestly.
The enemy took Charlie. Friendly UAV online. Friendly precision airstrike inbound. Objective Delta secure.
Bro is genuinely upset that he's just getting dunked on. Like,
Enemy taking Bravo. Hostile cruise missile incoming. We've secured the lead.
I haven't even used any of my tacticals or lethals, by the way.
Securing objective Charlie.
Bro tried to GL me, and he's still getting dunked on.
Compromise. Get your half.
God damn.
Finish it.
I might have to do a lesson in decor. They're bringing a tank. No cap, they're bringing a tank.
Friendly UAV on station.
They do not want it with me, honestly. Oh my god. Have you ever rattled a team so much they bring an entire tank to challenge you with? Dude. I wouldn't even mind, but I didn't even do anything special. Like, I ego-chowed him because I had 1 health, like... He went prone behind a stack of bricks that he could have head glitched on fairly easily. Good lordy loo. Whatever happened, you know, I'm definitely guilty of this too, so I'm not gonna complain too much. But whatever happened to getting spat on and just being like, you know what, bro? GG, fair play. And I'm not saying that everybody should do that. You're allowed to be salty about it in games. Like, I do all the time, bro. Like, you guys know me. I'm not gonna pretend I'm some patron saint of being reasonable when I get killed, but... Yeah, man. I don't know what it is, but that guy calling me a cheater definitely pissed me off. Maybe I should just start dunking on these kids.
UAV on station. Hostile UAV in the area.
I will get in that house again if I need to. No cap.
We're taking.
There's like 3 of them. I mean, on the bright side of things, it looks like they fixed some of the server issues in Ground War, and that's very promising from what I've played so far. same geezer. He's not going to be happy.
Enemy precision airstrike. Find cover.
I wouldn't even... I honestly wouldn't mind if I was doing something spectacular and he was like, yeah, that looks sus. Like, I hear it. I've been playing bang averagely, by my own standards.
UAV online. We're losing echo. Objective Charlie secure.
That was a very unfortunate spawn.
We're losing
Bro,
objective echo.
what are they doing to this poor geezer?
Friendly UAV on station. Alpha. Securing objective echo. Friendly UAV online. Hostile UAV in the area. Copy that. Charlie.
Those spawns were actual criminal, by the way. Oh no. I've just thermited his claymore. And instantly killed him.
Copy that. Tiger 4 inbound.
Oh. Claymored up the building. They're quite sick of me.
Enemy securing Bravo. Enemy UAV. Securing objective Charlie. Friendly SAE inbound. We've lost echo. Hostile UAV in the area. 30 seconds remain. We're taking Alpha.
Oh, he definitely just lost his life.
We're taking echo. SAE near your position.
I forgot, guys. I'm gonna get reported. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bruh.
Online.
It's my fault.
Enemy UAV active. Hostile cruise missile incoming. Mission failed. Return to base.
Any idea what my first loadies will be? Cat AMR, Rival 9. Definitely one of them. The Pull Me Up Rival 9. There's a couple. Couple ideas I'm spitballing on day one. The Bazby is definitely an option. All right, buddy. Come here. Whoa. Good boy. Just need to quickly make a alternative sniper rifle build here for the big boy. Sonic suppressor, unreal, extra bullet velocity. High velocity rounds. OLED laser. Fast bolt. Fast ADS. suppose I could put something on this. I may as well put like a... Flinch resistance might be quite handy on that, to be fair. I didn't think I did anything too spectacular, and for whatever reason, I got reported for cheating. That is not a Welsh Corgi. We have no idea what he is. He is street dog. Although I'll take your suggestion. But no, Arpa is a street mutt, if you will. With an extra toe or two. Isn't that right, buddy? Yeah, I'm talking about you. He just looked at me like, bro, leave me alone. I've had enough of your dumb ass. I have considered getting him a DNA test. I will get round to it at some point. As far as I'm concerned, he is nice, but a stupid dog. Isn't that right, buddy? Who's a stupid boy? You're not. He's actually very intelligent. Credit where credit's due. He's a pretty smart dog. Yeah, he's a rescue. He's a rescue. I don't believe in this designer dog bollocks. Like, dog's a dog. If you feel the need to spend like 4 figures on a specific breed of dog, unless you're like a farmer or a hunter or something, I don't really know what you're doing. You might be. I'm getting the word. No, I'm joking. Kidding. No, I haven't done Interstellar Farrier. I just don't really care about the camo grind. Like, at the end of the day, there will be some... I might do Borealis over time, but, like, I'm just not fussed about it. I'm more concerned, like... Oh, God. Because here's the thing, right? Everybody unlocks Interstellar, right? Everybody rinses the same camo in their thumbnail. And thus, everybody's thumbnail looks the same. Oh, God. Broski just bailed the helicopter and didn't tell a soul. You gotta respect it. Oh my word. Well, that was worthy of a level 29. I spent 10k on your dogs? Don't! Why would you spend money on something you can get for free? I'm not really sure what I just did there. If you want to clip it, be more than welcome to. I've got my bright glowy pistol again, so that's exciting. I believe I just spat on somebody. With what I would discern as maximum shaggery. Oh god, you're a teammate. I just tried ego challenging a teammate. That's unreal from me. I think I hit a metal pole for every single shot on that. That is a Battlefield pilot, yeah, just abandoning you mid-flight and not telling anyone. That is an El Clasico Battlefield trait, if we're being perfectly frank. You know, if they don't... Bro, get rid of tanks. Get rid of tanks in Ground War, man. Who actually enjoys tanks in Ground War? Let's be real, yeah. No, I think they've been very careful with shotguns this year. I will give credit to them. If you look at the, what's the shotgun they've got? The Riveter? The Riveter's terrible. The Riveter is if anybody would like to clip that snipe that on Twitch or YouTube, be welcome to. Just so I can have it later. There is no way that didn't hit. Yeah, I think they've deliberately made some of the shotguns pretty shockingly bad. And that's good. I'm here for that. I honestly don't think modern video games should have shotguns in them. And that's just my feeling. Because shotguns are always either so powerful. Shotguns are either like so powerful that they're just busted and they're just exceedingly OP and they ruin the game for everybody, or they're just so weak that there's just no point using them. They are one of those things in a video game that can never be good, because if they're good, they're just cheesy, and people don't like cheese. Well, people do like cheese, just not in game. This is that new Bolty tank, isn't it? They copied the old Battlefield tank. I might actually just toss a quick. The best example I have of shotguns being extremely OP and just working how they're meant to in real life is Insurgency Sandstorm. Like, Insurgency Sandstorm shotguns are, without a doubt, one of the best weapons in the game, because they just work how they're meant to IRL. I'm not saying you have to make them work like they're meant to IRL, but it's just like... That's always going to be the difficulty with shotguns. So if you follow them to a T in terms of how a shotgun should actually perform, you know, it's not looking good, bruv. Also, this team is like extremely dug in to a point where like none of them appear to be outside. It's making the whole sniping them thing quite challenging. But despite complaints from the German Empire, the local war crime stick, otherwise known as the shotgun, was allowed to continue in World War I. You are correct about that. This feels like I didn't get rechambering speed. And I swear I did. Did they nerf the rechambering speed on this thing? This isn't as quick as I remember it. I might do the KV inhibitor instead, just because I'm getting a bit tired of hitting people and knocking points for it.
Quick, clean.
Charlie is compromised. Get it back. UAV in the area. Enemy UAV active.
Getting hit markers with the sniper rifle feels criminal. I think I'd rather do the I think I'd rather do that sniper in like S&D or domination or something. It's more effective at those ranges.
Friendly cruisers are deployed. We're losing air. Securing objective Charlie.
I thought the longbow was terrible in zombies when I used it.
Taking Bravo.
I do wonder if we'll ever see a third-person playlist for Warzone again. I mean, the tech is there to do it. You know, they literally just have to enable it. Good God. What have I just been killed by?
Compromised. Get it back. Objective Charlie secured.
That seems about right.
Hostile UAV in the
I need to level this up so I can, yeah, the team we're playing against is just oddly passive.
Friendly UAV on station. Securing objective Echo. Kilo inbound. Securing Charlie. Mission is half complete. Stay sharp. Friendly
Damn it.
UAV online. We're taking Echo. Mission time is complete. Secure the victory. We're losing.
It is a bit of a glow stick. You would be correct about that. Warzone is a universal rollout, so it won't be like the Call of Duty rollout where you could just switch to New Zealand and get away with it. As much as I'd love that to be the case.
Enemy securing Charlie. Friendly UAV on station. Charlie. Enemy UAV active.
Bro, this get tanks out of ground war, man. No one likes tanks in COD. No one thinks tanks should be in COD. Like, what are we playing at?
Incoming.
UAV is bingo fuel.
Yeah, this is a POI in Warzone. This is pop-off power.
Friendly UAV online. Hostile UAV in the area.
Bro, I've been trying to get into that back line like Mikhailo Mudryk, bro. What's going on?
Friendly counter UAV is online.
Why is he not on my UAV? Bro. Oh, this team we're playing against is actually criminal, by the way. These geezers are sitting inside their yard, bro, not moving 1 inch.
Launched a cruise missile.
I might have to all cap them, I can't lie. I've had enough. I might have to just go E and take it. Like... Oh, that's why they've got objectives, because they've got 2 bloody tanks here. No other reason.
We're taking Echo. We're taking
Yeah, the color palette and the lighting in Popov and the other map, Levin Resort, is kind of similar. It's a little bit brighter in Warzone, I'd say. Maybe a little bit more vibrant.
your position. Securing objective Alpha.
No. Warzone is going to be a global release at the same time for everybody. So you guys won't have to worry about people like...
Counter UAV.
Counter UAVs on ground war have never made sense to me. So you won't have to worry about like missing out if you're not in New Zealand or something.
Hostile UAV in the area. We're taking Charlie. Taking Alpha. We're taking Delta.
It's actually crazy how much damage this pistol does, by the way.
Enemies taking Echo. UAV in the area. Enemies. FAE in position. Securing objective Alpha. Hostile cruise missile incoming.
I love being randomly mullered by a man on the top platform. Look, I don't mind what local Chelsea players do so long as they bang in like twice. As long as they're not drop kicking people, I couldn't give a toss, alright? You know? You could be like certain Manchester United wingers, you know what I mean? I would much rather my local Chelsea player gets caught chatting to a lady with a sussy history and an OnlyFans than, you know, drop kicking his significant other, you know? He can do whatever he likes. As long as he starts banging in goals, I don't give a toss. Why did I just get killed by a pie? There was a man in the ground there with a grenade launcher, I believe. I'll tell you something though. I'll be perfectly real with you. With or without certain players being sent off and match abandoned and whatever, I could see us utterly railing United this week. In fact, that would be an understatement. I could see us potentially doing like an 8-0. You know what I mean? Wouldn't shock me. Those guys look shocking right now. You thought you could just stun grenade me and get away with it? Outrageous. Like, I genuinely believe when we play... I think we play them on, like, Wednesday or something, right? Like, when do we play you lot? It's like Tuesday, Wednesday, something of that demeanor. I genuinely think we could put, like, 7 or 8 goals past you. And I mean that. Like, you guys look shockingly bad. Like, we've looked a bit shaky in places. Oh, why is Chelsea United on the same night as Warzone, bro? That's criminal. That's utterly criminal. Because I know it's going to be a good game as well. Like, I genuinely feel it in my bones. We will probably put 4 or 5 goals past you. And that's what's upsetting. I love it when we beat Brighton. I love it when we beat Brighton, I'll tell you that much. Brighton fans get so rattled when we beat him. It's beautiful. We're just mad inconsistent, bro. Like, we 4-4 Man City. Then we go get beaten by a bang average Newcastle team. And then we go beat Brighton with 10 men. Like, we're just a weird club, bro, honestly. There's no way around it. We're just a strange team. Like, for whatever reason, when we're up for it, we're up for it. And then when we're not, we're not. Like, we're not up for it, we're going to get battered. If we're up for it, we're going to beat pretty much anybody. It's such a criminal way for our club to run, but... I don't think that Newcastle team is anything particularly special, no. I don't think they're gonna... Well, I mean, they're just... Nah. We should have beat them. If we're being realistic. They're the kind of team who we should beat. Oh, if I'm Luton, I'm rubbing my hands together at a United game. It's exactly the kind of thing that they would lose. Right now. For whatever reason. Well, I say for whatever reason. Look, I said it before. I said this before, right? I said this before and I got cooked for it. Right? I said this before and I got cooked for it. There is no difference between Ten Hag and Ralph Rangnick. None. There was zero difference. The only difference is that Rashford was scoring goals. That was the only difference. And I said that on Twitter. And I got absolutely rinsed for it. They're like, nah, man. We got Casemiro now. And you know, Bruno's decent. You know? Shut up, bro. That was bullshit. You lot were terrible. And they still are. Oh, look. Rashford's not scoring goals. And this geezer's going to get the sack now. Like, come on, man. I got cooked for no reason. I got cooked for no reason. I was right and everybody was booing me. Now, I'm not saying Newcastle are like average. They're obviously a good team and they're like developing into a consistently top 6 team. I just think, you know, you can't well, realistically, we should have beat Man City if they didn't get that dodgy penalty. You can't go 4-4 Man City and then lose to Newcastle. Do you know what I mean? That's just a weird thing to do. I think Bruno Fernandes is a decent player, but I don't think he's a world beater. I don't think he's an Odegaard. I don't think he's a Martinelli. I don't think he's an Enzo Fernandez. I don't think he's in that category. I think he's a great player and he can have great games, but I don't think he's the kind of player who wins you games. I'll be perfectly frank. Oh, who did I just miss on the old Affinity with the 2 months? Appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. And I genuinely think with a better team around him, he could be one of those players. Like, he is one of those players where, because the team around him is terrible, and let's be honest, they are, it's difficult to judge his individual attributes because there's not a lot that he can work with. And I think that's a valid way of looking at it. Like, when you're not being managed properly and when you've got a team around you who doesn't know what they're doing, it's difficult to say whether a player is performing well or badly. Like, take Conor Gallagher, right? Conor Gallagher looked utterly dreadful for us last season, and now he looks like a fantastic midfielder in the league again. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if you don't have the chess pieces around you as a midfielder who pulls strings, then you can't really pull strings, you know? So I do think Bruno Fernandes has the potential to be a top quality player, and I do think he has world-beating potential as a player. Like, he reminds me... I very much value players who play the Cesc Fabregas role, which is that player who can pick out that one final third pass that just completely destroys a low block. Like, we had that with Fabregas, and he was one of the best players we ever had. And we're starting to get that back with Enzo Fernandez in terms of somebody who could just put that right last-minute ball in for us. And I think Bruno Fernandes has that ability. Like, he is one of those final third passes, but I just don't think... I don't think he's in a good enough team to really judge him right now, to be real. Like, you know, just like last season, there was no point in judging all of Chelsea's new purchases because we just clearly weren't in a good spot. So, yeah. United are not going anywhere. They are going to be a bad team for as long as their current system exists. You know, Ralph Rangnick said it. He said that team needs open heart surgery. Bro said we need to get rid of like 10 players. And he was being entirely brutally honest. He wasn't being dramatic because he was leaving. He wasn't being dramatic because he was getting bad results. Like, he was genuinely being just straight up honest. And all the Man United fans bantered him. Like, the guy was being deadly serious. The thing for me as well is I feel like United fans' standards have dipped so much. Like, so much. Like, you've got people like Martial playing at Man United. Martial is terrible. I wouldn't take Martial at Chelsea. And that's saying something, because we don't even have any goal scorers. That guy is cheeks, bro. Like, that guy is not good enough to be a Man United player.
Enemy taking Bravo.
Like, that guy is shocking. And Roy Keane said it yesterday. Everybody forgives him for scoring 1 goal every 6 months, and he's right. And people started roasting him, like, nah, this guy's chatting nonsense. They're like, this guy's talking rubbish. I'm like, bro, what are you on about? Like, he's entirely correct. The guy scores 1 goal every 75 semesters, and everybody just lets him off the hook because he scored 1 goal. Like, you've got players like Garnacho, who's having a great time, somehow struggling for playtime, and has only recently just got back into their team. You've got... look, Rasmus Højlund is obviously not a good player. Like, let's be real. He's not a finished product. He could be. He's a bit like Nicholas Jackson, where in a year with some decent coaching, he could be a fantastic player, right? But you're not going to win a league with that. You're not going to win any trophies with that. And we know that about Nicholas Jackson. Like, we're not going to win anything with him up front, which is why we need to sort something out in January. So why did they pay 80 million for him? Like, if he's not guaranteed to be excellent, why would you pay that kind of money? That's what I don't understand. Yeah, like, do you know what? It's why I mean this. It's why I didn't like Marcus Alonso. It's why I absolutely hated Marcus Alonso. Well, I don't hate him. He's a good player. He was a good player. Marcus Alonso was a terrible left back. That guy got us exposed so many times. But because he banged in a decent goal every once in a while in an important game, Chelsea fans forgave him. On a real. Like, you know, Marcus Alonso genuinely scored one goal every once in a while in an important match, and everybody went, nah, bro, that's Marcus Alonso. But he would have like nine mess-ups at left back every other week, and people would just be like, yeah, but he scored against Tottenham. Like, bro. Yeah, I agree, Hayes. Like, look, you know, players like Darwin Núñez, players like, yeah, arguably Núñez is much more proven now, but like people who complain about Nicholas Jackson or Holland, like, they are obviously developing products. But you can't... You shouldn't be spending 80 million on them. You know what I mean? Like, you should be spending maybe 30 million on them, at best. And we didn't pay that much for Nicholas Jackson, but United paid quadruple what they were originally going to pay for Holland, which I don't understand how they managed to achieve that. How do you end up paying 4 times the price for a player that you didn't necessarily want in the first place? Like, that's crazy. I'll be honest with you, I've definitely thought about making a football channel. I'll be very real with you. I've thought about it often. I've thought about it very, very often. And it's one of the reasons, look, this is one of the reasons why I don't care how well Chelsea does this season. Like, I don't give a toss. We could finish 10th or 5th. Like, I just don't care. Anything is a bonus this year. Because we were in the same position as United in the sense that we needed to revamp that entire team. We needed to rip out a bunch of players who did not want to be there anymore. And that was the truth. People like Ziyech, people like, you know, some players who perhaps I wasn't too sure about, but, you know, whatever. Like, we needed to do that. And we did it. You know what I mean? Like, we fully ripped out that team and we gutted it. We got rid of everyone. So I don't mind if we do badly, because we've done the thing we needed to do. I would much rather that than end up like a team that's stuck with Scott McSauce, Martial, and that, who did they re-sign again? That geezer that they re-signed? Oh, I've forgotten his name. He's genuinely that irrelevant. Ziyech, do you know what, yeah? Ziyech was a player who I think was much like Enzo Fernandez. If he had a better team around him, he probably would have performed at Chelsea. But he was mismanaged clinically. Evans. Yeah, Johnny Evans. Jesus Christ, yeah. Like, how are you a top flight football club and you're re-signing players like Johnny Evans? Like, come on, man. Like, let's be real. That being said, you know, there's something to be said about having a bit of faith in some players. Like, obviously, pretty much every football fan at Chelsea was willing to sack off Marco Corella and just admit that it didn't work out. That guy has been one of the best defenders we've had all season. So I think there really is something to be said about, like, waiting till your team is in a good position before judging certain players. You know, we as a team right now at Chelsea, like, we're obviously still developing. We're going to be making mistakes. You can see it with the lack of discipline and the amount of red cards we've picked up recently. And that's fine. That's just an expectation. It's things that are going to happen whilst you're becoming better. You know? So, you know, look, you know, when we got done in by Newcastle, yeah, I was upset about it, but I wasn't too fast. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those random results that we're going to get this year. Like, that's just the nature of redeveloping as a team. Like, you know, you're going to have one week where you are world beaters and another week where you can't beat anyone. Well, I reckon if I did a football channel, I'd just randomly draft in content creators I know. Your Benny C's, your Westies. Get them in on a little talk show like setup, if you will. It's something I might look into next year, like early next year, once Warzone's initial buzz has died down. Because I'll be very real with you, I love doing video game content. I love Warzone. Good God, do I love football.
Hostile gunship overhead.
The less we speak about Nana, the better, bro. Like, that guy needs to be... I would just cut my losses now, bro. I'd sell him today. That guy has got no redeeming qualities. Honestly. Yeah, it's a bit weird, Ben. I'll be perfectly frank with you. I don't really like the integration with Modern Warfare 2. I think it makes the game feel more stagnant. I think it makes the game feel more aged than it is. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit of an odd one. Yeah, they need to tear it down and build it back up again, Jack. They need to... There are a number of players in that team who aren't good enough to be United players. Anthony, Martial, you know, like I said this last season, and I got absolutely cooked for it. The only difference that they had last season was Rashford was scoring goals, and that was the only difference. And now that he isn't, they look shocking again. I wouldn't have minded them reintegrating the Modern Warfare 2 weapons in like March or February. I felt like that would have been a better way to approach it. Give these new weapons a couple of months to like breathe and let people play with them, and then reintroduce the others. You know what I mean? It just feels weird that we're in a situation where that's not the case. I don't know. It's just my general thoughts and feeling. Oh my word, that is a team of men. No, I agree, Hike. I agree. There are very few competent players at that club. And I think the problem is that when you have so much incompetence, it's difficult to build momentum. Like, don't get me wrong, we've not been a consistent team this season at Chelsea by any stretch of the imagination. But I think all of the players know that the potential is there. And in doing so, they accept that sometimes things aren't going to quite work out. You know what I mean? Whereas... I think when you're in a situation where it's literally just players who are on silly money, you know, they've been bought in to be good and they're not good. I think that's a far worse scenario to be in. I'm going to give you my controversial hot take. Right? I'm going to give you my controversial hot take. I don't think Arsenal are going to win a trophy this season. I genuinely don't. I'm going to say it here and now, and I'll say it again. That team does not have a spine. And I don't know why. It's just an Arsenal quality that they've seemed to have had for a while now. They do not have a winning spine. And it's why they bottled the end of last season. And it's why they're going to bottle this season. I respect their quality. I do. But they're not going to win a trophy this season. Oh, well over 10 years for sure. Like, the whole club, in terms of how it's ran, has been ran poorly. My thing with Arsenal, right, is that they are too momentum-based as a team, right? And that is the honest-to-God truth, right? And I know that sounds like a silly thing to say, because obviously momentum is important, but they're too momentum-based. Like, the second they get mildly inconvenienced, and you see it in football matches, in certain games, if they get their momentum just deaded off, they don't come back from it. It was why when everybody was like, oh yeah, you know, Spurs are looking great this season, I was like, I don't give a toss, man. It will come crashing down. Because they are a momentum-based team. Way more so, massively more so than Arsenal. Arsenal are building the kind of quality that will win games regardless of how badly the game's going for them, which is a very important feature of a trophy-winning football team. And you can see that with certain players, but I think they've still got that problem. They've still got that problem where
Mission accomplished.
they don't look like they control a game, but they don't look like they're in control of the game. Do you know what I mean? Like, they control a game, but they're not putting two goals past the team and killing the game off. You know what I mean? Or like, I don't know, it's weird. Yeah, they seem to rely a lot on late winners. They seem to rely a lot on pulling the rabbit out of the hat. And like, those are great, and that's a great quality to have as a trophy winning team. There are going to be times where you just can't beat a team. Like, you're up against a Burnley who's got 10 men in front of the goal and you need a random banger to win. That's cool. But you need to look like you're in charge of the rest of the games. Do you know what I mean? Would Arteta be a failure if they don't win anything this year? I don't necessarily think so. I think spending money on Kai Havertz was a mistake. But other than that, they haven't made any bad signings. And they haven't spent a huge... I mean, other than Kai Havertz, which was a huge mistake, they haven't spent a huge amount of money. The one signing they did make, which was that... what's that geezer's name? He got injured at the start of the season, didn't he? I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Timber, that's the geezer. Yeah, Timber looked a really solid signing before he got injured. Really, really solid. Like, he genuinely looked like a top-tier player. Rice is obviously an excellent signing. Like, there's no questions about that. Price tag or no price tag. I think he's just a player who gives you quality. You know, I know they spent a lot of money on paper, but they spent it in places that made sense, except for Kai Havertz. Madison, you know, like, I think that was a signing that Spurs made that I think was criminal that we didn't go for. Madison's unreal. But yeah, like, they're so close. Do you know what I mean? They're so close to just being a trophy-winning team. Do you know what I mean? They're literally on the cusp of it. You know, you can't help but feel like if they had somebody like a Haaland, it wouldn't be a problem. They're in such a weird spot. Little football chat whilst we level up some weapons and get sweaty, eh? Yeah, Madison would have been an excellent signing for Arsenal. He would have done what they needed of Kai Havertz effectively. Can you understand why United signed Mount? Because we are scam artists. Bro, look, let me tell you something, yeah? When I watched Mason Mount and Kai Havertz leave Chelsea Football Club, tears of joy in my eyes, bro. Tears of joy in my eyes. And I mean that. I've never been more excited to see two players leave our football club. Never been more exciting. They were like... And the reason I was excited was very simple. Oh my word. Because we looked bad at that whole season, but at least certain players were very evidently trying. With Mount and Havertz, you could tell that they were just washed. Bro was just standing on the pitch for the sake of nothing. Like, I've never seen two players accomplish so little in 90 minutes before. Until I saw Kai Havertz and Mason Mount play together. Yeah, easiest money we'll ever make on those sales, 100%. Look, Havertz could score 10 goals in 10 games, and it won't change the fact that eventually he will end up playing poorly for you for an extended period of time again. He did it at Chelsea all the time. You guys are in the honeymoon phase right now. He started to score some goals. You're thinking, yeah, what a good guy. And then in 2 weeks' time, he's going to do absolutely nothing for 90 minutes again. And it's going to break your heart. It's going to... We've done it all before, I'm afraid. We've seen it all before. All right, I'm starting to get some weird stick drift here, which is exciting. I have to blow on my controller.
We've secured the lead.
All right, fun fact, if you want to try and quickly get rid of random stick drift.
Securing objective Delta.
Blow through your controller. It's not me trying to get you to suck on a controller, I promise. It does just work. Because it's probably just a tiny... Oh, there we go. And sorted. Probably just a tiny speck of dust.
Objective Delta secure. Friendly SAE inbound.
To be fair, it's the one thing people could never banner us on. You know. Bro, why? That's right, I said it. See geezers having a text chat like they're playing RuneScape. Like, come on, man. Is this Habbo Hotel or something? Like, what am I seeing?
Hostile Mosquito is online. Enemy UAV active.
Got this one guy typing GG every time he gets killed. Doing my head in. Oh my word. Yeah, that didn't take long. Yep, and that is instantly text chat disabled. Good God. What is wrong? What is wrong with people, bro?
Enemy here.
I bet you he's like bottom of a leaderboard as well, man. I think he literally just got insta-banned. Oh no, there he is. No, there he is.
Enemy Overwatch Yellow inbound.
Oh, Muppet. I don't think you'll necessarily struggle. Plunder exists. Plunder exists in the new Warzone. So if you want to just level up your guns for the first few days, you can do that.
Hostile advanced UAV overhead.
If only, eh? Look, I don't mind a bit of general toxic banter in COD. Like, I had a geezer the other day who was glitching under the map, and you know, let's be real. If I got chat banned, I wouldn't have been upset. But it's always like, I don't know what it is with certain people who play COD, but they you know, play for all of 5 seconds and they just have to drop out some sort of slur. Like, it's bonkers, bro. Like, how do these people function in normal society? If Plunder has SBMM, I don't think it will. You think you'll be alright. Plunder will be a very casual experience to level up your weapons, and I'm looking forward to that. But for those of you who don't buy Modern Warfare 3, it's the perfect option. To be fair, I was quite surprised, actually. I said in my video the other day, Plunder's coming back, and I was like, oh, you know, I personally didn't play it very much, but, you know, it's really good for guys who want to level up their guns, who didn't buy the game. That's really sweet. Some dude was like, bro, why are you in J-God looking down on Plunder? Plunder's a good mode. I'm like, bro, I didn't look down on it at all. I said it was decent that it's back. I said, I hope you guys have fun with it. YouTube comments can be so rogue sometimes. I was just like, yeah, why not? Like, cool. Plunder's back. Sweet. Hope you guys enjoy it. Like, I personally won't use it, but...
Friendly UAV on station.
And some dude in the comment section was just like, nah, you don't like... You don't respect Plunder as a mode. And I was like, well... No, not really. It's just a level mode, and that's fine. Like, it's just a casual little level mode. It's like, it's not a problem. Like, I think he, like, for whatever reason, I think I encountered somebody who took Plunder very seriously and thought, like, I can only assume he thinks he's some sort of esports pro of Plunder. He was upset that I was disrespecting Plunder. And I was like, what is going on? Someone explain, please.
Enemies taking Alpha. Hostile counter UAV overhead.
God damn.
Hostile Mosquito is online. Enemies taking Delta.
Well, that's the obvious. It's the obvious cheat I think I've ever seen in my life.
Securing objective Echo.
Was it Kimo_Z?
Maintain the friendly SAE on the
Just gonna spam report him. But I mean, that was the easiest cheat I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
Hostiles deploy the Mosquito. We're taking Delta. Friendly counter.
Plunder on land. Yeah. That's the way to do it. You laugh, but it would be very sweaty. Will you be entering tournaments when they start in Warzone? Yeah, probably. I definitely have intentions to play competitively with the new version of Warzone, because it's like, the problem with doing Warzone 2 is just there wasn't really much of a skill gap, if any at all. So I'm looking forward to playing a version of Warzone that does have a skill gap. I'm glad Plunder's back though. I think it's it's a perfect mode for people who weren't willing to buy the game. I think that's sick. Like, if you don't want to pay for COD, which fair enough, most people probably didn't want to buy Modern Warfare 3 or they didn't see the value in it, and that's cool. At least you won't be like behind super much. A couple double XP tokens in Plunder, you'll be laughing. Plunder World Cup at the O2, yeah. I will be very honest with you, this year is going to be an interesting year in terms of the amount of tournaments that are hosted and who buy, because the CDL looks like it's in trouble financially. It looks like it won't last much longer. So much so that two like really good casters, Ton and Bryce Tactila, Bryce, isn't it? Have been like dropped from the CDL for budget problems, and it's just like, bro, like, you're a multi-billion-dollar company. What do you mean budget problems? Like, what you want about? Like, the amount of turnover you put in a year, you could run 7 CDLs and still not make a dent in your profit. Like, it's weird because Warzone is obviously more watched than the CDL at this point, to a certain extent. I'm not saying the CDL doesn't have viewership, it definitely does. But it's just strange that... we're not too sure how much funding is going to go into tournaments this year in terms of Warzone and other things. So I'm very curious to see how much Warzone funding there'll be for tournaments this year. I don't even know if they'll do another World Series, if I'm being perfectly frank with you, which would be crazy considering how successful the last World Series was with a not good version of COD. The COD caster mode is going to be remaining in Warzone as well. They're not losing that functionality, which is sweet. Well, they fired the entire esports division of Call of Duty, didn't they? The Overwatch League is going under. They've just dropped 2 casters for CDL this year, claiming budget constraints. It looks like Comp COD's going to go down the drain, really. I mean, they'll either palm off the CDL to someone else. Like, I'm very curious to see what would happen Because is it ESL? ESL, I believe, like Face It. Is it Face It? Is it ESL or Face It? Or are they the same org now? I forget. ESL has been running consumer surveys on competitive COD as though that they are going to be taking over. As though they know that they're going to be running comp COD. So, curious to see how it goes.
Deploy the counter UAV. Hostile. Enemies taking
Yeah, ESL Face It is the same now, isn't it? Yeah. Do you think Warzone will ever have a hardcore mode? I just don't see the need for it to have a hardcore mode, personally. The entirety of competitive COD is just run poorly. Like it just doesn't work. Like from top to bottom. Like they just don't. The whole CDL structure never made sense. The fact that they've never really embraced competitive Warzone, despite the fact that Warzone has a substantially larger viewer base, far more interest. It's just been, it's really weirdly managed. You know, esports generally is not very profitable, and that's fine. Toffees, thank you for the prime, man. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. Esports generally does lose some cash, but Call of Duty has one of the few games in potential who could turn esports into a mega product that would make them money. Like the kind of product where selling skins alone would fund their entire year of esports. Do you know what I mean? But that's if they embraced it properly, and they just haven't. You know, like I say, a single World Series of Warzone, which probably cost less than a fifth of the whole CDL this year, if not less than that. In fact, it probably cost nothing comparatively to the CDL, was the most watched Call of Duty event of the year. You know? Morning, Toffees. Hope you're doing well. So it's just weird to me, you know what I mean? Were you not a fan of modern... no, ranked multiplayer Modern Warfare 2 was terrible. Like, you had this really stiff movement. I love how the guy on the other team is level... Like, that Kim OZ guy, surely it's easy to tell that he's cheating. Do you know what I mean? Gonna do a gun game. Goodness. Gotta stay competitively warm. I always like 6v6 multiplayer, but I think the interest in it is definitely waning. But I think part of that is down to how they're handling SBMM, and I think it's less to do with people not wanting to play it, and more down to the fact that, you know, this ultra SBMM version of Call of Duty is just not fun playing anymore. Like, if I want to play ranked, I'll play ranked. If I want to sweat, I'll play sweat. I think Call of Duty would have a much wider appeal if they leaned off of the SBMM a little bit, cranked it in ranked, and just, you know, they just took their time a bit more. Like, it's such a weird predicament they found themselves in with one of the most popular franchises in the world. They seemingly can't seem to get people to stay interested in 6v6. They've done better with it this year because the gameplay is more interesting, but they've already said that they've had some of the best retention they've ever had, but it could be even better. Do you know what I mean? That's the crazy thing. Like, you know, X-Defiant had no SBMM. And there were games where I was getting dunked on and games where I was dunking on people, and that was a much more enjoyable system for me personally than anything I've played this year in Modern Warfare 3. Because you don't mind. I know it sounds weird, but you almost don't mind when you get randomly dunked on in some of those games, because you're just like, it's just one of those games, innit? Crack on, whatever. But when you know it's like... When you know the whole system is manipulated to work in such a way that you're getting nearly dunked on every single game, it just sucks the enjoyment out of it. It really does. Because it feels like there's nothing you can do to counteract that. It's just like, this is how it is now. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't mind getting randomly dunked on in certain games of Modern Warfare 3 if I know that that's just how it is. But the fact that I know right now that if I load into any 6v6 game of COD, if I don't sweat my nuts off, we've lost the game. My team will lose. And I swear to God I can prove that. Because SBMM is so hellbent on making balanced matches that it relies on me as a player to build up the rest of my team. Oh, Zyro's in this lobby. He should count himself lucky that I didn't get a head start. That I joined late. Oh, fair. Fair play.
The mission is complete. Good work.
I've disabled chat. That's a shame. I should enable frame generation for one game and see my FPS. Look, I tell you what, I will prove my point right now, yeah? I'm going to load into a random game of 6v6, right? And I'm just going to play casually, all right? I'm not going to sweat. I'm just going to take it easy. I'm not going to try, all right? I'm just going to take it as easy as possible. I'll put control on. I'll put hard point. I'll put dom, right? I'm just going to lean off and casually play. And I guarantee you, I'm willing to put money on it that my team is going to be arse. Because the entire system is going to just simply assume that I am going to be a god. Like, the whole method of how this works is that it's just going to assume that I'm going to be really good and that I will carry up the rest of the average of the team. And if I don't play well, we've lost. And that's my problem with SBMM. That is my only problem with SBMM. And I understand I'm really good, but bro, if I play 6 matches, 3 of them I'll be decent, 3 of them I'm going to be terrible. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just normal. SBMM just assumes that you're always going to be like 100% the best all the time. And that's what annoys me about it. That's what's always annoys me about it. Like, it's why I don't like the system. Like, I'm just going to play normal gameplay. I'm not going to sweat too hard. I'm going to chat with you guys. Take it easy. And I am going to guarantee you that my team is going to be terrible. Like, I'm not going to not play the point. Like, I will try and play the point, sort of, as a general casual player would. Although, the only potential flip side of this is that this is my technical first 6v6 game of the day. Gun game doesn't have SBMM.
Contacting this area. With you, mate.
Compromised. Secure the area.
My brain just tried to snake, and I'm like, no, don't do that. So if I'm not on this point right now, we're not getting any points. Right? Just as a general FYI. It's only because I'm here that we're actually capping. No, the enemy team has kind of quit, so this This is not going to be a good representative example of what I'm talking about anyway.
Hardpoint. Stand by.
Hopefully once some more players connect, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. I'm just not going to go on this point for this one segment, all right? I'm just going to play around the map. General control. God, where did my bullets go there? I don't know if this one's really going to work because 3 people have quit, but we'll kind of get to what I'm talking about at some point. It might not be this game, probably next game. Yeah, I'm definitely in my first game of the day lobby. You can already tell. Right, first 6v6 on. This is going to be the easy game, right? Guarantee it. You're going to see not too much here. Fine, no problem. I bet you the second game is going to be a bloody nightmare. I've put money on it. I'm willing to put my house on it. Oh, hello. Like, again, not really trying this round, not really doing anything too major, not really trying to, like, go heavy. You know, just taking it easy, somewhat playing the point, somewhat playing the capture. Yeah, this is definitely the first 6v6 game of the day lobby. This is engagement-based matchmaking at its finest. It's like, right, we want him to play all day, so let's give him a lobby where he's going to play really lots of kills and won't have to do anything. That's step 1 of the formula. I lied about the sweating thing slightly. That was quite sweaty. Yeah, I'm on like 8 or 9 ping now. You'll see if it starts to have some troubles because I will spike up to like 20, 30 ping in some of the other lobbies. If it's like trying to figure out what I should actually be playing in. Tends to be a bit of a giveaway. Oh, I thought I had that there. Yeah, I can show you my setup and gun. This is the new Eradicator LMG, but with a 40 round. It's quite a decent loadie. I'm a big fan of it. Works quite well in multiplayer as well, especially over longer ranges. Less so CQB. You will lose a couple fights CQB, but I've always felt that objectives deserve more XP, Travis, because I think right now in COD you don't get enough XP to incentivize playing the objective. I would like to see that increased. I think that's something to consider. Yeah, I mean, the enemy team hasn't even reconnected, so this is not really going to be a good explainer for what I was talking about anyway. Most of the enemy team has quit, and some of them have reconnected and then instantly quit again. So this is just going to be the easy bot lobby game 1. I mean, that guy is literally... I've just pushed a heady like an absolute unit, and that guy has not punished me one bit for it. How come his snaking is GA'd? I think the problem with snaking is that it's so... Call of Duty needs to deal with that problem in terms of a mechanical design, and they have said it's something they're looking into. It was a problem in previous CODs. I just don't think there wasn't enough of a movement gap in Modern Warfare 2 to justify banning snaking. It was kind of effectively the only thing that they could do. Whereas at least there's actually a movement gap in this game now, so that if they got rid of snaking, there's plenty of perfectly valid ways to chow an opponent. I could see them introducing like a stamina system for spam crouching. Which I think would work quite well. I don't think they'd have that same system in Warzone, though, which is kind of curious to see how that would play out. You know, snaking is a valid tactic for at least for now. If you're playing Warzone, like it's, you know, again, it's just not that difficult to do either. Like. Yeah, the enemy team is straight up quit. So this is definitely going to be our Bottomus Maximus of the day. And we haven't really tried, to be fair. I am very curious to see how this weapon performs in Warzone.
Secured the field. Mission accomplished.
It's GA, which is a gentleman's agreement, so it's like banned from being in. Oh my god, they connected a level 2 to our game. That's just mean. Now, I'm not going to change the matchmaking at all. I'm just going to leave it as is. Search again, same thing, and I guarantee you the next lobby we're in is going to be a bloody hellscape. And if it isn't, the only way I can attribute it to is the fact that we're playing at 11 a.m. If it is a hellscape, then it will kind of explain what I'm talking about. Yeah, snaking to some of these geezers must just be muscle memory. Oh, right, here's the... Here are the attachments, by the way, if you're interested. Yeah, GAing is... GAing works in comp because it's like smaller player counts, but GAing was never going to work in Warzone, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, the problem with GAing snaking is just like, oh god, no. Cop Warzone has zero integrity, bro. I've seen, we wanted to get the Signal 50 ban. We spoke about it for ages, and there were people there were like 2 squads in the World Series who were like, no, it's how I play the game. I don't want a competitive version of World Series. I just want to spam snipe people. I much prefer the removal of tuning. I think weapon tuning was a mistake. I think all attachments should have inherent positives and negatives, and you shouldn't be able to adjust how inherent those things are. Yeah, I mean, there's already a guy on my team with a Modern Warfare 2 CDL skin.
We have taken the lead. Secure the area.
Like, you're already seeing far more contest for this hardpoint than you have at any other point in that first game. Do you know what I mean? Like, instantly. There's already like 2 or 3 people actually contesting the point compared to last game. Yeah, literally instant worlds of differences. Yeah, I'm gonna relax. Like I say, I'm just gonna play casually. I'll sort of play the point. I'll mostly sort of play my own thing. I won't sweat too hard. I'll do, you know, a little bit of my usual crouch, slidey, snaky stuff, but nothing too horrific. They're using Modern Warfare 2 weapons, my G's. Like, I don't need to explain anything else, really. It's already painstakingly clear here what is occurring. We've gone from a whole team that basically disconnected and didn't really feel like playing to a team using Modern Warfare 2 weapons, holding head glitches, and like 3 of them actually playing the objective. We're in a whole new world, folks. And all it took was 1 game. that guy didn't mantle sideways, he probably would have killed me there. That guy's tried to pre-wallbang me. Pre-wallbang, folks. That is the world of difference we've had instantly after a single game. He has attempted to pre-wallbang my position.
Secure the target area.
Is this poor guy using a sidewinder? No, look, he's using a meta MCW. It's not looking good, Brad. Instantly, I tell you. Instantly. Give him steel. Give him steel. That was a good tweet, by the way. I'm sure Elon Musk will pay me fairly for that tweet. With 70,000 likes and 10,000 retweets. Like, it's difficult for not for me to, like, instantly sweat. Like, I still am second on the leaderboard. But, like, I'm not really super try-harding at the minute. And, like, although we are winning, you can clearly see the quality of player golf that's just occurred. I thought I killed that guy. Like, you can very clearly see the sheer shift in quality of player that has occurred in this match. It's not really the TTK records, it's actually just the gun, because the Eradicator has a variable RPM. It kind of confuses you in terms of how quickly it should and shouldn't kill somebody. Look, this guy's already rotated onto the new capture point. Like, yeah, we're playing a whole different game at this point. After just one match, the game's decided. And bearing in mind, if I hadn't won that gunfight there, we probably wouldn't have got objective side spawn. If I'd lost that gunfight and not really, like, ego chowed that geezer, we probably wouldn't be spawning here. Yes, the £1.50 from Twitter. Yeah, look, you know, the guy I'm up against is MCW, Interstellar, full meta build on the MCW, you know, compared to the first round, where it just wasn't the case, you know, it's... This is why 6v6 is dying. Because if I'm gonna sweat, reward me for sweating. Why am I fighting in the streets right now for... you know, a slap on the head and some weapon XP, like... That's the problem with COD right now. I'm not saying this is a ranked lobby caliber lobby, it isn't. Like, it's you know, just below a ranked lobby, really. But, like, if I have to sweat this much just to play, why would I play? Do you know what I mean? Like, if this is the amount you have to... Like, if I giga sweat this lobby, I will still get a decent performance. No problem. Like, I'm not worried about that at all. But I'd have to giga sweat. I don't have a choice. Like, I'm lucky this round that I've got some decent teammates who are actually playing the objective without me. You know, 40 seconds and a minute 47 on the point is pretty insane. But, you know, it's just not ideal. And it's less of an issue in Warzone because there's a bit more variance to the amount of sweatiness per squad. Because of how much bigger a mode Warzone is, you know? So less of a concern there, generally. Like I say, if I sweat, not a problem. Still have a decent performance. Finish decently on the leaderboard. You know? But I'm forced to do that. I can't not play this way. And I have to do this for every 6v6 game I play. Because I've got geezers like this guy holding a tank heady glitch, you know? You know what I mean? It's just, it's weird. I'm not too worried about how Warzone's performance is going to be. Like, at the end of the day, I've been playing ranked for the last year in Warzone. Like, if it's sweaty, it's sweaty. I'll live. You know? I need to switch that pistol. And like I say, you know, there's nothing wrong with SBMM on paper. I just think they need just a tiny bit more variance between games. It would make a world's worth of difference to how the system works and how the experience is for everybody. Yeah, I'm not too bad, Ricky. I'm just trying to get, like, I've loved zombies, and we will stream more zombies in the future, but, obviously, I think, without sounding like a bellend, I think you guys expect a certain level of gameplay from me, which I agree. You know, I think I am a good Warzone player. You know, we got to World Series and whatnot. And I think the only way I'm going to be Warzone ready for Wednesday is just by sweating out a bit of multiplayer. If I don't sweat out a bit of MP, I just don't think I'll mechanically be ready. I need to be back in the habit of flicking on people and stuff in terms of, like, gunfights. And I don't want to do that in Warzone 2 as well, because I think I would get bad habits from the slow movement in Warzone 2. Like not being able to reload cancel, for example. That's a terrible spawn for that geezer. Yeah, I might play some wall mode at some point. So I think I'll just do a mix of multiplayer. Generally speaking, I want to be, because I've been playing zombies, which has like obscenely OP aim assist. I think that's kind of put my aim off a little bit, and I don't want to become like a bot before Warzone releases. Do you know what I mean? Big man, if I get asked, give me a car for an edit one more time, bro. Bro, go edit for someone else. You're not gonna edit for me, my G. The amount of bots. Right, I need to have a word about this, right? The amount of bots I get on social media, right? Where it's like some dude from India who has changed his name to Sarah, who's like a first trap photo, and says that he wants to be the best thumbnail editor for me in all time. Please, can we end that? Like, can we stop doing that? Give me a house for an edit. Yo. The best thumbnail editors I've worked with have literally sent me mock thumbnails of what they thought would look good on my channel, and I'd be willing to work with them. But instead I get, you know, geezers DMing me being like, bro, I'm a sick editor, I've got no followers, I've got no history, but I swear I'm good. My name is definitely Ashley, and I'm a 22-year-old girl from New Jersey. And it's like, can we please stop that? Like, I like that tack eradicator. There's something about that. Do you know, I might genuinely... Hold up. Before I load into another game, I might play around the war mode, but before I do that, I think I might genuinely just deck out this... I might deck out this a little bit more. I reckon this is going to be a really good weapon for Warzone, potentially. I'm just not too sure about how it will go down. Let's go with the Saber Compensator. I actually want a larger mag on this. See how this feels. Not bad. Could do with a better optic, I think. I'm going to try the blue dot. I need... Might try the riser. Yep, that's the one. It's amazing how much that riser changes your visual recoil. Let's do some more mode, shall we? Yeah, Big Mike does crazy thumbnails. I love working with that guy. Actually, to be fair, I should DM him. Yeah, John, screw it. You've just given me a good idea. Let me find him. Big Mike. I still owe him money as well. Big Mike is not great at sending me invoices. Like, I swear to God, I owe him for like 2 thumbnails. It's like, bro, send me an invoice, please. Chat says I should get a Warzone launch thumbnail from you. And I agree. Big Mike is crazy talented. I love those 3D modeling dudes. They are, oh god. What have I been launched into here? Oh my god, he's prone. He's prone. That's two geezers holding that heady. I think they'll be fine.
Secure the perimeter. Launch console.
Don't worry, I'll do it myself. Bro, he is planting in front of you. Is this what I mean? Like, I get put on teams where it's like, if this one guy doesn't do everything. I mean, I know there's less to no SBMM in war mode, but good god. Bro was planting in front of his eyeballs. Teehee. Broski. Why am I being ego-chowed by my own teammates? I don't know why this game put me in this lobby. This game has a determined winner at this point. Like I'm watching this Donny prone with a sniper rifle. It's fine, I'll do it myself.
1 minute left. Take out the enemies.
Gotta watch Sergeant Potato and Major Chips over here. There is no way they just armed that. You've got to be bantering. I was about to say, surely not. That team would have lost this game had I not been put in it. Do you see what I mean? I know War Mode has less SBMM, and I know it doesn't have a huge amount of SBMM, alright? I get that. But if I wasn't put in that match, what would have occurred? It's good to see you, Clay. Hope you're doing well. Does tac stance have aim assist? I think so, yeah. Not that tac stance is really going to matter in Warzone anyway, because you ADS while sliding in Warzone by default. Right. Somehow committed the fastest capture of all time there. Yeah, I'm in what one might describe as a wedge lobby, and by wedge lobby I mean potato wedge. But it just goes to show just how different it is when there is no SBMM. Because there's none here. And I tell you what, you can bloody feel it. Oh, GTA 6, man. Passion in my veins, tears in my eyes, bro. You're mentioning some things that are pulling at the heartstrings. Hello, Crossfire. You were a good map. They didn't respect you like they should have. It would be too easy with me for me without SBMM, which is why I don't mind a little bit of it. You know, like a bit of variance is healthy. It stops me dunking on players. You know, it lets some people have a bit more of a varied experience. But I just think the current iteration is not that at all. The current iteration is, you know, you're always going to suffer all the time, or you're always going to have no SBM all the time. Like, why can't there be a middle ground, you know? You know, because this isn't enjoyable for me. I mean, it is to a certain extent. I do enjoy dunking on lobbies, but at the same time, it isn't very competitive, and I'm aware of that, you know what I mean? Like, this... I'm not the kind of person who enjoys a lack of competition.
Just get that tank moving.
GTA is one of those games where you could genuinely make a channel on it, and you would just do numbers, because that many people... Do you know, I honestly might make a GTA channel. I'll find out when the release date is for it, and I will start making a GTA channel, because I love you guys. I love my content. But good God, I would, you know, I'd be on my third house with a Grand Theft Auto channel. Do you know what I mean? Like, YouTube is very impressions driven. It's very impressions driven. So when you have a game which has broken nearly the world record for the most liked tweet on social media after like 24 hours, you know you're getting into something. Plus, GTA is so much easier to do. Like, I know it sounds weird, but GTA is so much easier to produce content for, because there's modding, there's platforms, there's roleplay. You know what I mean? And thumbnails for it are a lot easier as well, because you can actually do thumbnail making within the game. Hey, look, all I'm going to say is I'm one of those weird geezers who thinks about YouTube now more often than I'd like to admit.
Stop the missiles before it's too
GTA, Grand Theft Auto and Rockstar have their own engine for GTA. Like they have for Red Dead Redemption. Problem with GTA is the amount of clickbait YouTubers. Oh, I agree. Unfortunately, clickbait to some extent is just how YouTube works now, but...
right at the launch. Console.
Changing mags.
Stop the missiles before it's too late.
I might try and do some stuff with that with Photoshop soon, at some point, Turbo, but to be honest with you, I know it sounds weird, my best thumbnails end up just being the random clean ones. In terms of performance, at least, anyway. Like, people, I know it sounds weird, but I feel like, this is going to sound like an odd thing to say, but I feel like thumbnails are so spammy and in your face these days that sometimes just a good, clean thumbnail looks good. It's why I like the ones I do with Big Mike, because they just look simple but effective. Do you know what I mean? They're detailed, but in a simple way. I've been thinking about switching back to Photoshop, though. I currently use Affinity, and I like Affinity, but some of the new generative fill stuff on Photoshop has got me tempted to make the jump back over.
The missiles are reprogrammed to self-destruct.
We'll just see. We shall see. Yeah, I think a clean thumbnail just works. Like, I mean, let's have a look. My video from this was made specifically for Warzone. It's got a click-through rate of 10.7%, which is good for YouTube. Warzone just got a huge upgrade, 12% click-through rate. You know, again, fairly clean thumbnail, nothing special. My issue with using AI thumbnails is just that it looks very obvious that it's AI, and it looks very obvious that it has nothing to do with the game. Like, I've seen a couple online where guys have made, like, AI thumbnails for Call of Duty, and they just look like they don't belong in the game. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of my issue with that. I might actually try and do my longbow leveling on this, because why not? That seems to make sense, right? Oh, they fixed the issue where certain optics reduce the ADS speed, I think. What we got? It still feels like this is slower with a 2.5x. Or maybe it's just me having a placebo. I don't know. Let's try the suppressed barrel. That might be the way to go. I think you guys might be onto something here. I think, for once, chat is not leading me astray. But make it like partially blue. Actually, to be fair, that could be quite naughty little setup. That. I'm just going to fix the rest of the secondary and then we're good to go. Let's put a camo that doesn't blind me. Cool. Level up the sniper, get it done. I don't think that the longbow is going to be particularly great in Warzone, but it could be one of those wildcard weapons that ends up being decent. Will streamers get to play Warzone early before Wednesday? I don't think so. There was an event in San Francisco, but to the best of my knowledge, in terms of what I've been informed, that was just multiplayer only. Season 1 content only. So you probably will see some early Season 1 content. But I don't think you'll see... anything too crazy. Plus, I have early footage of Warzone still. In fact, I'm actually really curious to see, like, you're going into Warzone on Wednesday, guys, right? You know, it's your first time in Warzone. What do you want to see? Yeah, solo is available first day of Warzone. Like, what do you, if you wanted to see a video from a content creator, what are you trying to see? Because I've got one video scheduled already, which is like, this is everything you need to know in terms of like changes and things to look out for. But what else is there in that category that you guys, the average player at home, are interested in seeing in relation to Warzone? Like in terms of like Warzone 101, like a boot camp kind of thing. Okay, that's... And I do mean that purely in terms of videos before the game releases. Still got a couple of days, isn't it? Ashika Island is coming back. Ashika and Vondel... Ashika and Vondel are in Warzone. They're just... They just happen to be so 48 hours after the fact. So Ashika and Vondel are returning to the game 48 hours after Warzone is out. Yeah, I'm not going to be doing a huge amount for this team at the minute because I am literally just trying to get silly little sniper kills. brother's got me fighting for my life. Yeah, because I'm not sweating, we are not going to win this, but that's fine. We're here to level up our silly little sniper. Broski, you have to be on the point to stop them capping. I mean, Resurgence is always going to have a place in COD, you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things now that's become a staple. So, you know, that doesn't surprise me at all, really. Yeah, I'm glad to see Plunder returning. Like I say, like I've never personally played Plunder myself, but, you know, it's good for people who are just trying to level up their guns, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, if it helps people level up their weapon, that's good for people who haven't purchased the game, which is nice. Always good to have options that don't require sort of payment to progress. I made a real mess of that.
Stop the enemy from escorting their tank.
Oh, with the knife. The 101 video sounds good. Yeah, sweet. All right, we'll do a couple videos like that. I think, you know, a couple videos just explaining... Honestly, I think the biggest thing, like the one thing I think you guys definitely need to know is like what actually is going to make the game play differently. Do you know what I mean? Well, this guy's literally AFK. Like, what am I seeing? Why have I just spawned into a sniper? Because there are a couple of elements of the new one that definitely will make the game play somewhat substantially different. Good God, my team are terrible, by the way. This guy's literally just come back from taking a shit. Like, yeah, I will still be doing zombies. I'm gonna get the first week of Warzone out the way, really, and then from then onwards, I will be doing both. I think it'd be silly not to do zombies from a content perspective, because I just think it's quite content rich. That being said, obviously Warzone will be the central focus, and at least when we're done with the zombies content that season, I can play Warzone. You know, that's nice. Kind of a nice way to approach it this time. Oh yeah, I think that... Bro, did you actually camp the insertion? That's crazy. I think the new perk system's definitely going to be a radical overhaul of how things are going to work. Bro, this one guy is sweating his tits off. Oh, what? I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to do it, but they made me do it. There's this guy. Please don't be under the map. No, he's not on the map, thank God. We're actually getting dunked on by a random geezer just chilling in our spawn. Like, this is what this game mode does to me. I can't level up my guns in this because I lose my head. I lose my head and I just decide to ego chow everything. Got half the team sniping on the enemy team, like... I'm just going to accept my fate that I'm in a terrible team and we're not going to win.
Stop that to lunch. Where are you going, soldier? Where are you going, soldier?
I don't like that I can't push out of this. That feels silly. Do you know what I mean? I honestly might lose the mag and go for like a short range. Is there an hindsight option for this? Jesus Christ, that took way too long to scroll. Lads, if any of you would like to disable that, be my guest. Broski, this team is abysmal. They have just walked past the same guy. Like, nah, bro. I'd rather play anything else, bro. I can't. I need at least some decorum from some teammates, bro. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'd rather do 10v10. Good God, that was a shocker. That was... Nah, man. I was watching geezers walk past that guy. Like, that is... Nah, that can't run, bro. I'm sorry. I can't be the bigger man this time. I mean, sometimes I can, folks, and sometimes I just simply cannot be the bigger man. And that was one of those instances.
Friendly counter UAV is online.
Oof.
Still confirmed.
Try cheeky little 10v10 mosh pit. Getting hit markers on this thing is heartbreaking.
Confirmed that one. Friendly UAV on station.
Okay, no. Getting too many hit markers now. I'm not having fun.
Taking the lead.
I might just not be able to do the longbow in multiplayer, I'll be real. I might just change my mind. The longbow is just a hit marker machine, bro. I can't hack it. Like I'm getting punished for hitting shots. I think I might get back on the KV inhibitor wave and just try and finish leveling that off. I don't like the KV inhibitor sight, so I will change it if I can. Now that's clean. That would be clean if it didn't, for whatever reason, have a random sight cap on the side of it. Why? That feels nice. I like a clean optic. No, none of this variable optic nonsense, though. That stuff is awful. Variable zoom optics should be banned. Can't stand the bastards. They just throw me off, I find, when I use a variable zoom. Why do we have random sight caps now, like ruining certain objects? Like, what is the meaning of this? We're starting to get into the range of not enough zoom. Not bad. We've got a thermal. Let's have a look. Don't know how I feel about thermal sights. I don't know about you guys, but they're not my favorite. Oh, that's such a nice optic, but why is it variable? Like, why can't this just be a regular optic? Okay, this might be the first variable optic sight that I quite like. Although I think this one has definitely been the best so far. Okay, I'm going to stick with that optic. I like that one. Seems to be doing the business for me. Right. God, not war mode, please. I've unlocked the trophy system, finally. And I'm excited. I'm very much excited for the new version of Warzone. Like, I'm trying to just get back into the rhythm of actually shooting opponents. We are going to see a fairly big... we are going to see a fairly big shift, I think, in the overall meta. Which is exciting. Let's see. Okay. I have a very interesting phone call tomorrow as well, which will be interesting. By the way, folks, tomorrow we are starting later on in the day. I will update the schedule for the week. I'm going to try and pre-schedule a lot of my streams ahead of time this week. But we're starting late tomorrow because I have a meeting in the morning. Team for the new Warzone launch. The team for the new Warzone launch will probably be me, Westy, Jack, and Stod. This mode would be so much better if it didn't have vehicles. Like, it's actually borderline criminal how much vehicles ruin this mode. Fair. Yeah, to the best of my knowledge, that'll probably be the day one team. I'm not entirely sure, though. I need to try and get some clarification and confirmation from the boys. Because what I would like, ideally, I know it sounds like a weird requirement. Yes, member December announcement is today, by the way. What I would like from the boys is, ideally, if we're all on from, like, 3 o'clock onwards, because I've got a feeling they're going to release it early. Because, like, last year I was supposed to do Warzone 2 with Westy and Stod, and then, like... we kind of did, but it went live early, and it took them like an hour to get there. Like, it's one of those weird days where I think you just need to be ready all day just in case something goes on. Yes, we have a member December announcement today / this evening, which is exciting. It will be late this evening, though, so don't expect it anytime soon. It'll be like 10 o'clock. But we are doing our member December run, which means goals for... membership counters. I've also ordered a lot of the stuff now for member December, including a ghillie suit. Don't ask me where I got a ghillie suit from at this time of year. Brother, this game loves giving me hit markers. Please, I'm just trying to have fun. Brother. I'm panicking because I'm going to lose my job.
Friendly UAV online.
Broski! Broski! Yeah, I've got a video on potential metas, Jonathan. I've got about two videos, give or take.
Friendly UAV on station.
Yeah, I know Broken did the ghillie suit thing. It's actually where the inspiration for that idea came from. Because that was funny. But the idea is to go for a festive goal of... I would like to try and beat 1,000 members at minimum. I think that would be sick. Because our record is like... I think our record's like 800 or 900. I'd have to double check. But I would love to crack 1,000 members. Like, I know it sounds like a weird, specific thing. At the end of the day, I'm aware of the fact that it ultimately is a monetary value thing for me. And it is cash for me. Fully aware of that. But I also just think, like, it would be a... I'm not going to banner you lot and be like, man, I really want 1,000 members because I really do. But I really want to do it just because, like, I feel like we can. I know it sounds like a strange thing to say. Like, I've seen people on Twitch who've got, like... 2,000 gifted subs, and I really respect that. I just think it would be insane if around the launch of the new Warzone, I could break some channel records. That would feel like progress, you know what I mean? So yeah, something I'm hopefully trying to do with this Member December thing is just crack a record.
Hostile UAV in the area.
I feel like our channel has a lot of momentum in terms of like new Warzone coming out. I think like you guys have like a nice mix of expectations from me in the sense that you're going to get really good gameplay and also we'll be playing a lot with the boys. So like I want to go nuts. I want to just take that momentum to a different level and just absolutely chalk it. Like yeah, I enjoyed that end of Warzone 1 stream. It was nutty. Like it's a crazy level of hype when you have stuff like that going on. Like it's just I don't know, it's weird to explain. It goes nuts. Like it's so great when people like join the chat as well and they're like, holy crap, I've been gifted a member. Like yeah, it's a pretty sweet thing to have. Thankfully I'm very lucky in the sense that you guys are like crazy supportive generally of the channel. I know a lot of you have like, if I'm being perfectly frank, a lot of you are just waiting for me to play Warzone, and that's cool. Like I'm waiting to play Warzone, so I get it. Zombies was great, and I think we did a good job with it, and we will do more zombies. But we all know that Warzone is a specialty, so to speak.
Friendly mortar deployed. We're losing Alpha.
Ah, shite the bike.
Hostile UAV in the area.
Yeah, we will be doing more on Twitch as well. Don't get me wrong, we haven't got like goals straight away here on Twitch. Like we don't have a subathon planned. We will do a subathon probably before the end of the year, sometime after Christmas on Twitch. But it's nice to have Twitch as a secondary platform that's progressively developing in its own way. I've been very lucky to be front paged by the guys over at Twitch UK a couple of times now as well, which is insane. Westy and Stod coming back to BR full time. Yeah, I'm sure they'll do like me. They'll probably do a mix of zombies as well. But yeah, I think they will be BR enjoyers. I think it'll be a good year for them though. The movement's back. Aim assist is obviously still fairly strong, and I know they are mouse and keyboard players, but because the movement is just that much quicker, I think it will be less painful. It's annoying that you can't seem to snipe that guy out. New Warzone is Wednesday. Allegedly 5 p.m., but if my spidey sensors are correct, and they usually are, I'll probably drop at like 3, I think. 3 p.m. would be my guess. Are you saying the servers for COD are going down at 3 o'clock? And if that is the case, Big Mac, where have you read that, just so I can get confirmation?
UAV active. Hostile SE incoming.
I wouldn't be surprised, genuinely. I've been debated, okay. No, I genuinely wouldn't be surprised to see it release early. I mean, Warzone 2 released like 2 hours early, so... that's my bet. My general bet is it will go live about 2 hours before, because it will stop their servers being overloaded. If they drop it like 2 hours, if they drop it at 5, the servers are going to crash. So I would not be shocked at all.
Friendly UAV on station.
I feel like I feel like this has been a successful sweaty day for us. I feel mechanically a lot more sound already. Just in terms of ego challenging opponents and stuff, which is what I was kind of looking for from some of this. Like I say, we will be streaming tomorrow again, but we will be streaming in the evening tomorrow. Because it's a combination of me having a meeting tomorrow morning and the fact that the Jacksonville Jaguars are on Monday Night Football tonight. So your boy is going to be watching NFL till about 4 o'clock in the morning, so... I hope we get to preload the update. That's the only thing I'm a little bit concerned about.
Objective Alpha is compromised. Get it back.
Taking a fettling. Oh my word. No, this has definitely been quite helpful. It's been a helpful session in terms of feeling a bit more ready for Warzone, because that was my concern. Like, I've played so much zombies that, like, I haven't shot somebody who actually moves like a normal player in a very long time.
Objective Alpha.
Which is not a problem you want to have before the release of a major new game, eh? I am currently still using my IEMs, but I am debating switching back to my over-ears for the release of Warzone, but we shall see. I like the IEMs. The soundstage on the IEMs is very good. They were good for, obviously, World Series of Warzone in terms of being able to competitively challenge people. But the soundstage on the Sennheisers... Sorry, not Sennheisers. The... Oh, God, which ones did I have again? Biodynamics. The soundstage on the Biodynamics is just that much bigger. It's not to say they have a bad soundstage. But I will say not wearing a headset has been much more comfortable, generally, for longer hours of streaming. But no, I think I will go back to probably using the biodynamics. I'm going to test them out this week. I'm going to test out the biodynamics this week. And I'll see how much of a performance difference they really are in terms of audio output. Because if they are big enough that they are a competitive difference, then I will give them a go. But I don't think it'll be a massive change. I honestly think the IEMs have been quite impressive. So if you're somebody who struggles wearing a headset, or if you're somebody who... if you're somebody who has, like, glasses or, you know, I don't know, just for whatever reason, headsets don't generally work for you. It's nice to know that there are IEMs out there that will make you competitive still. I'm currently using the Razor Mores. I was using some Sennheisers before this. Both of them have been pretty great. So, yeah. Will the player count rival OG Fortnite? Probably not. I think it's going to take them a while to figure it back. Right. It's beautiful. It's lovely. It's wonderful. Right, folks. I think we're going to call it there. Short and sweet stream today. We've got videos coming out every single day this week. There is going to be a video on the channel. So keep an eye out for that. We're going to keep it nice and short and sweet today. I've got some stuff to do. I've got to clean around my office a little bit. Get some bits ready for the impending week. So thank you very much for joining me. It's been good. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon. We're not going to be live in the morning. You'll see a pre-scheduled stream on the channel, so keep an eye out for that. Big video tonight. If you're curious about all the things that you need to know for the new Warzone, keep an eye out on that. But thank you very much for joining me. It's been lovely having all of you, and I will